Good morning, world, and welcome to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us. As a reminder, we always like to remind our viewers that you can find us on various platforms at the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so you can find us, for instance, on Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk Pod. Again, at the Early Morning Sports Talk Pod, and that is POD. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any places where you can find your podcasts. You can just look us up, the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast. And so we thank you all for tuning in with us. And we look forward to having a great conversation with you. Please be reminded that this week we've had a wonderful week in sports, primarily led by the NBA playoffs. We have seen that NFL schedules have come out, but additionally, we have seen teams get sent home from the NBA playoffs. And so let's begin with Thursday night, in which sadly, my brother Jamar, for the second year in a row, the Phoenix Suns have been sent home in a turbulent manner at home in Phoenix, Arizona, in which they were down 30 points at the end of the first half as they lost and they got blew out by the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. Additionally, we saw last night the Los Angeles Lakers actually send the defending champion and sharpshooting Golden State Warriors home in another blowout fashion. But, the Warriors, their woes caught up with them. They were a rough road team throughout the entire year, and, it caught up with them. And so the Golden State Warriors, yes, world, they are not winning the championship this year because they got sent home. On the other hand, for the Eastern Conference, we saw last night, additionally, that the New York Knicks actually put up a very valiant, brave fight with injuries, with no offense, no offensive options outside of Jalen Brunson. And they put up a good fight, and they took the Miami Heat down to the wire. But the Miami Heat became one of the very few teams since the New York Knicks did it back in 1999 to reach the conference finals. And so with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, my brother. How are you?
Today I'm going to sound like Batman because my voice is gone.
You are good, bro. You good, man. It's no worry.
Oh, good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. No complaints. Just more so than anything, like kind of wild about this news that's been happening in sports. And so, yeah. And so, yeah. Additionally, our brother Ian Jones, he will be chiming in with us shortly. He's just running a little late, and so he'll be on with us shortly, everyone. And so, with that being said, my brother, let's get right into it. And so, let's talk the NBA playoffs. And so last night, we saw that LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, they took care of the defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors in 6 games. And so I'm curious to know, Jamar, yes, you got the hoarse voice, but you are the head guy here on this show, along with myself, and especially when it comes to the commentating. You do so much for the podcast. I know you're hoarse, but you got to rock with it. And so, just curious, man, like, what are your thoughts from this series, and what need to be addressed, you think, from the Golden State Warriors to potentially be back in the spotlight this next season?
All right, so bear with me, people. Yeah, so the Warriors, look, it seemed like it was just Steph and everybody else. Like that Temptation movie, I'm David Ruffin, and these are the Temptations. I'm Steph Curry, and these are the Golden State Warriors. That's what it felt like.
Right.
I mean, the man basically did everything by himself. No Clay, I mean, that man shot terrible. 3 of 19 last night.
Yeah.
Draymond Green, another triple single game. Jordan Poole ain't done anything at all. Ever since he got his lights knocked out, he ain't did anything.
Mm-hmm. Complaining though.
Yeah, he doing a lot of that. A lot of that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Going forward, definitely got to change the dynamic here. Poole or Green, take your pick. Some got to give.
Mm.
And if they really,
yeah,
trying to like make things happen, I mean, because like, yeah, you want to like be contenders, for as long as possible. Maybe like the San Antonio Spurs were for so many years, right? Because they was irrelevant for like 20 years. And the Warriors been relevant for at least the last decade. Right. But I don't think Poole is the answer long-term for this team. So if I'm them, I'm definitely looking to flip him for somebody else. I'm definitely, as crazy as it sounds, maybe still keep Draymond Green there. Flip Poole. Fix up some more depth on this team. Get you some pieces that actually fits what they're trying to do. Leave egos at the door.
Right.
They lost the cohesion in training camp and it never came back. For them to be this poor on the road, like, darn well that's not championship caliber-esque. We gave them the benefit of the doubt because they are defending champs. They have the heart of a champion. They've, defied a lot of things. The fact that it's a jump shooting team that wins championships, we never thought we would see that.
Right.
They have 4 of them. So I feel like you have to keep that core intact. You just have to ride it until the wheels fall off. I know it's not much longer, but you got to have to do something here. I know Clay hasn't been Clay probably since the injury, that we really known to use to see him. He showed hot flashes, but he's not consistent enough. And it seems like he was forcing his shots, like either like really forcing it or being so passive aggressive and not really finding that rhythm that he really needs to be that other smash brother that's consistent. Steph, even though in my opinion was the best player in the series, it was just not enough. So we got to give.
Right. Yeah. And bro, your thoughts from this series, and we'll eventually get to some other questions about this series, but just your thoughts from the series, and then where do the Warriors, defending champions, go from here? Because I don't think nobody expected them to get trounced in 6 games.
Yeah, I was surprised at the outcome of this series. I actually thought it would go 7. I think it's time to change the roster up. I think we starting to see, Steph's getting older. Don't seem like it, but like Jamar stated, they've been relevant for last 10 years. I guess because you still see guys like LeBron playing, and you don't realize that Steph is a little younger, but he's getting up there in age too. He's in getting close to his middle 30s.
Almost 34.
Yeah, we got Draymond Green. They're getting up there, and Klay Thompson. He's been the shooting slump. Like, it's been crazy. Like Jamar stated, he went 3 for 19 last night. I was like, wow. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
The Jordan Poole situation. So my take on the Jordan Poole situation now is even dating back to earlier this season. Maybe this Jordan Poole situation has been the issue for the last 2 years, and maybe we're just now seeing it come to a head. And maybe he just played his ass off last year, but it hasn't been that same gave them that same dynamic this year. So, maybe he's been an issue this whole time. Maybe him and Draymond just, finally come to a head. I heard Brandon Jennings talk the other day about his about just his disposition on the on the bench. As Steve Kerr talked to him, or he seen Iggy talk to him, and it just, I don't know, it just seemed like it's been an issue with him and that team, and maybe it's been going on for a while, and we just starting to pay attention to it. Especially,
Right.
they in the playoffs, and they in the spotlight. And granted, they won a championship last year, but he played a big role last year. But maybe the Warrior staff got a little bit to do with that as well. They could have looked at him as, the heir apparent to, the Steph Curry. The game is kind of similar. He can shoot from far. And, they could have been in his ear. He got the $100 million contract. That could have went to his head. And I don't know. His whole outlook on a lot of things could be different. So
Right.
that's a lot going on. You don't know what they're gonna do with Clay. Clay's getting older. Clearly, I mean, he's not the same. He could still, go off for 30 at any point, but he's had injuries. Steph's had injuries. We don't know what they're gonna do with Draymond. It's a lot. It's a lot, man. But I'm shocked, to be honest. I thought it would go 7. I thought they would really, I didn't think the Lakers would win the series, to be honest. I thought it would go 7, but I mean, everything must come to an end eventually. So I think this is probably the end of or their run, but they could choose a different route to go younger, and maybe they'll grab another superstar.
Right. Yeah, as far as the end of the run, I'm not sure about that. They still got them 2 snipers. They still got them 2 snipers. And the thing is, maybe y'all saw this. Steph really didn't do much in the beginning of the series, but as game 3 came along, he came along.
Yeah.
Clay started hot. He was hot, y'all, the first 2 games, especially that first half. Second half kind of cooled off a little bit. Game 2 went off, as we all know. Game 3, first half, nice. And after that, he just fizzled the whole series.
So with Clay, I think he might have put a lot of pressure on himself because he's from LA, and I remember him saying that, he's so motivated to play in front of his own crowd because that's the first time in the playoffs that they played the Lakers. So maybe he, put more upon himself and ended up doing a lot worse than he thought. Because like you said, first couple of games, he was fine. When he went to LA, he was nowhere to be found. Where's Waldo? That's where it was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And another thing is basically, Lord, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. But when it comes to like Steph Curry, he found his way in the series. Draymond, he, didn't do much. He passed the ball a lot. He stepped up, I would say, 2 games. So game 5
for sure, yeah.
Right. Game
5,
yeah. And game 3, he set the tone. And that was they fought that game. Game 4, they fought in LA. Game 3, they blew him out. But game 4, Draymond, everybody was there. They were trying to really win that game, take that game. And so it's like, man, the dynasty, I'm not sure if it's over with because they got those 2 guys still there. And with that, you always can build around that core. And then, like you say, Jamar, keeping Draymond around, etc. So they gonna be around. They got Wiggins there, right? He on the contract there, and you got Looney there still. He don't appear to be going nowhere. So that 5 is solid. I just think they need some bench help. What y'all think about that? I think they need some help on the bench because Moses Moody or Jonathan Kuminga don't really seem to be turning out the way they thought they was.
Yeah, I think Kuminga could have got, a little bit more time, but maybe he was a matchup issue. I'm not sure why Steve Kerr didn't play him a lot. in these
Right.
playoffs, but he could have played them a little bit more. But yeah, I definitely think they need more help off the bench. I mean, DiVincenzo, he played pretty good yesterday. They bench it's not necessarily that bad, but they could use a little bench help for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like they can definitely use some front court help as well.
Oh yeah, they don't have no big man. Yeah.
When you got
Yeah.
Draymond guarding against AD, I mean, you can't teach height. You just can't do it.
Nope.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo was one or two players to drop in double figures last night for the Warriors. So,
Yep.
But Kuminga didn't play at all. Moody played a few, but they do have enough young assets to flip something here for sure. Starting with Jordan Poole, he played well enough to get that contract. I mean, he's not a scrub, but maybe he's just not fitting in anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the thing is also with Jordan Poole, like y'all state, he was griping about his playing time. Jonathan Kuminga was griping about his playing time, etc. So they got some decisions to make. But on the other hand, guys, let's talk about the Lakers. Let's talk about LeBron. LeBron potentially could be on his way to number 5, but we ain't gonna get too excited because he got some guys in Denver that Ian been telling us about, and they look magnificent.
Yeah.
They look fantastic. And so we got to talk about this series, fellas. We got to make a pick. And so let's first talk about the Lakers, though, and just, in regards to the Warriors, AD, he was lethargic, let's say, a few games, but you guys would agree for the most part for this series, he was a grown man. It wasn't necessarily all, let's say, AD dominant. Guys stepped up, Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, the fourth hero in game 4. Austin Reeves showed out game 5. It dagger 3-pointers against the Warriors in game 6. And so it appears that LeBron got that core around him. And so, yeah, fellas, if you guys were to look at this series, Jamar, what will be the deciding matchup in this series? It might be more than one. Because I already know what Pops, my guys said. Number 1, I think we thinking AD and Joker. That's an important matchup right there. The thing is, really, nobody has been able to stick Joker first 2 rounds, but AD probably can stick him, right? And so, yeah, Jamar, what's your thoughts in this series, man, and who wins this series? And just what is the key matchups first and foremost? What's the key matchups in this series?
Well, before I get into that, there's still an Amber Alert out for DeAndre Ayton. We have not found this man. I don't know where he's at. So
they made some bad game 6.
Yeah, I haven't seen DeAndre Ayton at all. So there's still Amber Alert out there for him. All right. So as far as the series, yeah, you're right. AD and Jokic. So this Denver team, I have not given enough credit to until what they did to Phoenix here. Look, I know this is basically the rematch of the bubble conference finals here.
Yep.
But man, this Denver team now compared to that team, it's different. This is different. This is a motivated team with a chip on their shoulder like no other. This is like years of disrespect coming out right now. That's what it feels like. And maybe Jokic feels disrespected for not getting the MVP either for a third straight year. Maybe that's extra motivation. But I mean, in my head, I've called out this team like 2-time MVP, empty trips in the playoffs. Put up or shut up. This is your year. And they showing their behinds off right now. They are. So Jokic, I mean, I was talking to Dominique about this the other day. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, Jokic, like, he's gonna get his no matter what. There's nobody stopping him for what he's gonna do. It's just not happening. 'Cause, I mean, if he had elite defenders on him, he still get his. He had a missing Amber Alert guy on him. He didn't even record a double-double in that series. And Jokic gonna set the tone. It's up to Anthony Davis to match that energy consistently. Now we get that Anthony Davis for like the first maybe 8 games in this playoffs, or maybe 9. He's been up and down like a roller coaster, like a heartbeat, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But granted, the Warriors didn't have size. Jokic is a big man. He's a round man that takes up a lot of space. He is. So that dynamic right there is definitely important. Jamal Murray against Schroeder or Russell or Reed, I don't.
Right.
Like Jamal Murray got to continue to play hot like he's been for the most part. That's vital for the Nuggets' success. I know that the Lakers are undefeated at home in the
Nuggets are
playoffs so
too.
far.
Nuggets are too.
But it's like, I think ultimately what it comes down to is the style of play. Because the Nuggets, in a similarity, kind of similar to the Warriors as far as up and down pace, get buckets,
They do
score a
play
lot,
fast. Yeah.
and that style. But Nuggets are just a little bit different right now as far as, you know, their motivation, their size, their continuity, no chemistry issues. Like their bench is not bad at all either. So I mean, in order for the Lakers to have a chance in the series, their defense is going to have to like be there consistently as well, like it was in the first couple of rounds. Like the Lakers defense has been like the biggest X factor for them because, yeah, they can score points, but they cannot score in bunches as quickly as the Nuggets. They just can't. And that defense was what, plus Clay and everybody else shooting slumps, was the reason why the Lakers really took control of that series. I don't know if that's happening against the Nuggets like that. I don't,
Right.
Because Michael Porter Jr., he can get hot. What you gonna do then? Aaron Gordon, I mean, the trade that they made for him last year, I mean, it's starting to pay dividends now. He's just doing a lot of extra stuff that's like, that doesn't show up on the stat sheets a lot. It's like, but it makes winning plays. It's just a lot of different things happening here. So the Lakers definitely got their hands cut out for. It's definitely, when the last time they met, they went 4-1, I think, against the Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, in the bubble. Yeah, definitely not going 5. Hell no. Mm-mm.
Right.
So,
well, you know, Jamar. Yes, you
I will wait for that.
Bro, my dog,
but it's going to be a fun series for sure.
Yeah. And bro, what are some of the key matchups you're looking to in this series? That could decide the series.
I mean, Anthony Davis and Jokic for sure. You know, it's gonna be the tail of the 2 centers, the 2 big dogs of the team. The who the big dog in the West. That's how I'm looking at it. Is AD gonna show up and show out, every game?
Right.
Because Joker's gonna come, he gonna come and play every game. He ain't gonna have a game 2 where he had 10 points and 10 rebounds. No, he gonna come to play every night. So AD gonna have to come. He gonna have to come play defense. He gonna have to come play both ways every day.
He got to play both ways this series for sure.
Yeah. And granted, I'm not taking. He had a couple, games here where he kind of was, kind of mediocre, but pretty much he been playing both ways all playoffs, and that's why where they at. Keeping on the board, been on the board.
Right.
I think he leads the playoffs and blocks. I mean, he been doing his thing. I mean, hopefully he don't get hit in the eye no more. Or, fall the wrong way. But he's the most unlucky.
Yeah,
He's the most unlucky
yeah, bro.
athlete I've ever known, man.
Is it true that he got carried out by a wheelchair because he got hit in the eye?
I probably
I
so.
heard that.
Yeah, I believe so. But Darvin Ham did say, by the end of the night, he was walking out of the arena. So I didn't have no doubt that he wasn't going to play next game 6. But he probably got a concussion, a slight concussion or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, I feel like, it's going to be a battle between those big guys. Like Jamar State, you got Michael Porter Jr. And you know what I feel like is going to be the deciding factor in the series, to be honest. The bodies that they can throw at LeBron, they got Aaron Gordon, they got Michael Porter Jr., they got Jeff Green coming off the bench. They got a lot of people they can throw at LeBron. And the LA bench, how is LA bench going to show up? And the others, I know D'Lo had a pretty good game, last night. I was telling somebody this last week too, even when they, in the Warriors series, I say, when the Lakers play like they did yesterday, when you have, for damn sure, when you got LeBron, he had 39-9 and he's shooting 70%. You got AD, he got 20 and 15 rebounds. Then you got D'Lo. D'Lo come with 18, 19 points. And then you got Austin Reeves, he go off for 21. They hard to beat. They hard to beat when they play like that. Mm-hmm. And, early in the season, we didn't see this because, this team got put together, mid part of the season.
Really I saw it.
Really at the top of this year. But it's like, when they play like that, now you got Lonnie Walker going off. In LA, at least, he giving you good minutes. First it was my boy Hirachi. First it was him early in the playoffs. Now it's Lonnie Walker, right? Now it's Lonnie Walker. That was Lonnie Walker. So, when they all come into play, they hard to beat. When you see them lose, normally is, LeBron had his 25, 28, and then D'Lo, he 2 for 14. Austin Reeves give you 10 points. They can't come play like that. Denver is deep, and Denver has a deep bench. To be honest, they almost kind of similar if you think about it. I mean, I think Denver has, probably more bodies to put on like LeBron and the forwards more, but they pretty much similar. So I think it's gonna come down to the other guys, the Aaron Gordons, the Michael Porter Jr.'s. I'm anxious to see how Jamal Murray plays. Is he gonna play? We gonna have a big game for him one game, and then he gonna come back with 10, 15 points. Well, he's gonna be consistent. He gonna play a big part too. Is he gonna come and show up and show out as well? I feel like Jamal Murray feel like they got something to prove. That whole Denver team got something to prove.
Yeah, they do.
We've been on their case for the last couple of years, man. They went, like you say, from the bubble. They went to the conference finals. It looked good. They got Trout, by LeBron and them, man. He been winning MVP. They just been going home. And it's looking like, to be honest, it's looking like it's the Lakers year. Like, man, they didn't slayed the champions. They just slayed Ja Morant. And
it's like hold up. It's like hold up though. Denver's still there. Hold up.
And that's what I'm saying. They come, Phoenix go get KD. Denver slay them with ease.
They didn't care about KD.
I mean, but keep in mind though, with the Phoenix Suns, y'all, they didn't have 8 game 6, and then Chris Paul didn't play.
Dude, they didn't have
Chris
8.
Paul is one of the greatest.
No. They didn't have 8 games 1 through 6.
Yeah, they didn't have 8 in the whole series.
Nah, bro.
It was not existent. Well,
this is true, bro.
I'll get to him later.
Right. The guys did last weekend. They promise y'all, you go look at the footage from last weekend. They were looking for DeAndre Ayton last weekend too. So that lets you know, like, he didn't do anything because there's legit footage that Andy Jamar was looking for DeAndre Ayton, and he was nowhere to be found. And literally game 6, he was definitely nowhere to be found. He didn't even like Negro was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Not even in the
No,
mix.
I just F-bombs was dropped looking for DeAndre Ayton. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And so man, this is gonna be a good series, fellas.
Yeah.
In all my years of watching sports, this is gonna be. I don't know why. Look, Jamar, I don't know why like Lakers and Kings like 2001 keep popping in my head like that competitive, like literally that competitive. Like, man, my question is like though, we talking about AD and Joker. AD can't have, like you mentioned, guys, these volatile nights. He could still have a dominant night and they could still lose because of the fact that Denver got so many others. And now he got Jamal Murray back. And then it's like, Jamar, you've been talking about this kid, Michael Porter Jr. for years. It seems like he's really the true killer on that team. I mean, you of course, you got Joker. Then you got Murray, who's a killer too. But it's like Michael Porter Jr. done got some of that in him too now. He is like cold-blooded. He don't take like no prisoners. And so you got that, and then you got KCP, y'all, who's a sleeper. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He's just a great 3-and-D hard worker, great defender type guy that just does all the little things. And had a great closeout game too. To put the Suns away. That's not to mention you could throw Bruce Brown at LeBron. You could throw Michael Porter Jr. You could throw Jeff Green. But don't get me wrong. I think you could throw them bodies at LeBron. I think there's no stopping LeBron in this series. I don't care who you throw at him. You just not. If you plan to stop him, he will make you foul him. It's just a different animal in the playoffs. And so the big question here is just for me, y'all, it's AD, it's Joker, and can AD do both? He gonna have to do both. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Stephen A. Smith been saying that the one kryptonite for the Joker is AD. That's what he's been saying specifically. That the one kryptonite, the one guy that can shut down the Joker is AD. And remember, y'all, earlier in the season, remember I said this, we had the hooping young lady that lives in Boston on the podcast. She hoops professionally. I said about the Lakers that I feel like this team was just losing a lot of close games because they didn't know how to win. But that was even prior to them making their pickups. Once they did all that and they got their pickups, we see who they are now. And we see how good they can be. And we can see how defensively and lethal they are on the defensive end. And that leads to their offense. But the one thing about me for the Lakers all this time was that AD, I saw him dominating. And once I knew I saw him dominating, I'm like, that could really be a recipe for success if they can get the other pieces around him. Because we talked about it, y'all, with the girl on here. He had put up like some crazy stats against the Joker. He put up like a monster game. It was like 20-some rebounds, 30-some, 40-some points. And I'm like, damn, like he did that on a Joker. Like, and so, that kind of lets me know, like, he's coming to send a message. And so I'm really looking forward to that matchup because, as stated, Joker didn't have nobody that could stick him these first two series. But AD now, when the Lakers win, he is a man defensively. You can't do nothing against them. Them arms are just too long. But it's the same thing with Joker. And so I think this is going to be a great series, man. This is gonna be,
It is. And I feel like
it's gonna be one of them.
And I feel like the last thing that I'm gonna mention here is, can the Lakers role players match the energy of the Nuggets role players? Because I feel like that's gonna be a thing. I feel like AD could probably get his, and LeBron get his, and they could probably still lose the game.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's the thing. And you definitely mentioned like AD gives Jokic problems. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the reason why the Nuggets lost in 5 in the bubble, because AD was giving Jokic problems. But I don't know. Like, AD can still get his and Jokic can still get his, cancel each other out. It's like everybody else, what they gonna do?
Right.
So we will see. I'm excited. Though.
Right. Y'all basically stating, fellas, that this series could really come down to the others. You can wash the great legends out, but this series right here could legitimately come down to the others, the no names, the role guys, etc. And so Jonathan Abernathy, good morning, bro. He stated AD will struggle for those 20 rebounds against Jokic. It's going to have to be the LeBron show in this series for the Lake Show to win this one. You guys can agree with that? LeBron would basically have to take them home in this series, not AD. AD took them home for this Warriors series, but it's going to have to be LeBron for this Nuggets series.
I just think it's going to have to be a collective team effort. And I think whoever wins on the road, that's who wins the series.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna. Yeah. If this was 4 years ago, yeah, I can see that. But I mean, Lakers are just the way that the way this team is set up and how they're constructed. It needs more. It just can't be LeBron. If it's gonna be LeBron, it has to be the Lakers collectively on the defensive end as well with LeBron.
Yeah.
They don't have snipers. They don't have that. They cannot match the Nuggets snipers. They just can't. So it has to be different ways here. So if it's LeBron with the pick and roll with AD and something else. It's LeBron and the collective defense smothering. It's LeBron and D'Lo, Reeves, Schroeder, all of them.
Right.
That it just can't be LeBron. But I just don't see that. So.
Right. Yeah. And Jonathan stated what you guys stated. Also, D'Lo is going to have to come to play. Reeves will have to come to play. Hui, Hachimura will have to come to play. Each will have to average about 15. And so,
good luck.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I know, right? Yeah, that sounds like a lot for them guys. And so that right there kind of says, like, can they do that over a full series consistently? Because the Nuggets will score the ball. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. My thing is with the Nuggets, and this is the one gripe I have, fellas. It was a reason why you guys picked the Timberwolves. Remember that the Timberwolves kind of took them to the ropes. It was, don't get me wrong, they beat the Timberwolves, but the Wolves could have took them to 7. It went down to the very last minute of Game 6 against the Timberwolves. And that was an AC. Not saying that, ACs are just ACs and they're supposed to get blew out. We know that these are some abnormal ACs. These are ACs on steroids this playoffs.
Because we got an AFC in the conference finals waiting right now.
Exactly. But the Timberwolves took the Nuggets and pushed them. When the Suns were healthy, they pushed the Nuggets. The Nuggets, I think, in a way benefited from this team, being unhealthy. But the Lakers are healthy, guys. Let's see. Hopefully, nothing happens to Anthony Davis, and he don't get hit in the forehead, and he have to get wheelchaired out of the arena by getting hit in the forehead. Getting poked in the eye. Because Jamar, stop laughing, because it was legit that Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley cracked up on Thursday night when they found out that he got wheeled out the arena because he got poked in the eye. He got hit in the head or something like that.
That was hilarious.
They were busting up. Like, they had to pick Shaq up off the floor, and that's a big dude.
That is the reason I'm late for work, watching them, starting to stay up and watch them after the game every night. that was hilarious, man. Oh my God. That was hilarious. And you know what's the most funny part about it? It was Ernie. He's like, "Oh, come on, guys. I want to know the joke." And Kitty had to tell him, like, "No, because we'll be here all night." That is hilarious, man.
Man, absolutely. And so yeah, Jonathan Abernathy stated, my biggest concern with the series, if they squeak past the Nuggets, I think they will be too burnt out in the finals to win it. And so we hear you, Jonathan. But we'll see what happens with the conference finals. Fellas, can you guys make a pick, or do you want to do it on a page or what? I got the Lakers in 6. I got the Lakers. Just think LeBron, his greatness, he's on a mission. It's going to take, LeBron, I've seen plenty people score. It's just in the playoffs, it's different. It's different. He actually defends in the playoffs. He slows the game down. It's like he kind of got it methodical, like Tom Brady do or something. I don't know, that man be like, I got it all down packed here, up here or something. So yeah, I won't bat against Bron. I just won't. I see you guys look like you want to. I mean, it's cool. I got Bron, dog. He's done it too much. This is 12 conference finals, by the way. 12 conference finals.
Sheesh.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
That is.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm not mad at your pick whatsoever. I mean, I've been against the Nuggets all playoffs. I've been against Denver all playoffs.
They've been figuring it out.
Man, they have. I feel like both these teams have figured things out here.
I've been against both. I'd have been against both of
Yeah.
them. I don't really know what to.
Man. What if?
You gotta make a pick, Jamar, and somebody got to win it.
Denver in 6.
Denver in 6. All right, Denver in 6. So you think that home court gonna pay off, right, Jamar?
Yeah, that high altitude. We're gonna see what's up.
Yeah, sure.
Right. This ain't the bubble this time. They got to be in Denver now. So, Em, what's up, bro? Who you got? Jonathan, who you got?
I got
who y'all got for this series.
I got to break the tie. I've literally went against both teams.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we know you a Bron fan. You think Bron gonna lose? You think Bron gonna come up short?
I thought they were gonna lose to Warriors.
I just feel like it's gonna take hell and hot water to stop him. He smells stuff now. He starts smelling shit, like.
I mean, to that degree, I'm not really worried about. I'm not really worried about Bron. I think I just worry about AD, is he gonna show up? And the rest of the team. But I mean, they've been proving me wrong. I mean, they have. I mean,
dude, what if Jokic step on AD's foot? Bruh. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. And
no, this is true. You could potentially be out the whole series.
Giannis and them, I mean not Giannis, Jokic and them, they've been showing up every series. It's a tough one.
And it's crazy, Brandon. You mentioned the Timberwolves series, and reason being we picked the Timberwolves for a couple of reasons at the time, but it's like Jokic has killed Karl-Anthony Towns, killed Gobert. I still
is he gonna run through AD?
Yeah, I was saying like he even against the best defenders in the league, Giannis and Embiid, he still get his. So I'm sitting there like, bruh.
That's
but
AD do too. AD when he motivated, he do too though.
And that's the thing.
Motivated. And so it's like now that this
gonna come and play. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ann.
And that's the thing. Is AD gonna come and play like so when he's healthy, he's arguably top 3 talented player in the league. Hands down. It's not even close. So is AD gonna come play like that? If AD come play like that this series, and then the Lakers might win the championship.
You know what, Ian? I think so. I think really AD just the type that live for these moments. And so the brighter the lights get for him, the more he finna show up. He finna kill this series.
I hope so for their sake.
It's gonna have to be needed, right, Jamal, for their sake. But like, I think as the lights get brighter in, AD, he like, man, like this is what I've been waiting for. So, I'm finna really give Joker the business or whoever else they throw at me.
I really hope so for his sake. I'm not playing.
Lakers in 7. I'll say Lakers in 7.
Okay. So this gonna go down to the wire.
I haven't seen them go to a 7 game. I keep saying they gonna go to 7 games and they haven't. Everybody been proving me wrong. Even Denver didn't go to 7 games. So I really truly think this series will go 7.
Right. Denver would have went to 7, I think, if CP3 and Aiden was there. But Denver got lucky.
He ain't been there.
Man, I ain't seen Aiden since.
I ain't seen since he signed that contract last year.
Bruh. Like the man did not get a double-double. Like when in games 3 and 4, Landale, the backup center, outplayed this man. Like, come on.
I mean, you got guys like Looney. He didn't even start. Those couple games last series against the Lakers. He was getting 15 rebounds off the bench. You 7 feet. You standing out there catching cardio for 40 minutes. You only got 8 rebounds. I
just
can
literally
8 rebounds at 6 feet.
You too big. You too big. And getting paid too much money to not be getting a double-double out here.
Yeah, they're gonna blow that whole team around. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant up, and everybody else is gonna get discouraged.
And guess who?
Go ahead, Jamar.
I'm sorry. And guess who DeAndre Ayton is linked to as a trade partner? Just guess.
The Bulls?
Yeah.
No, I hope not. We can keep Vooch for that. No, we can keep Vooch for that.
Exactly. For that money.
Vooch good for a 20 and 10, 20, 27 and 14.
Right. He'll give you.
He might be a little soft here and there, but I'll take that over 9 and 8. No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Man, that's crazy to think he getting
9
and 8.
We can get Draymond Green to get more rebounds than that.
Man, this is crazy. And so y'all, that is factual, man. They're gonna blow that up for Phoenix. They're gonna blow that up. And I'm curious, y'all, does that include the point guard? The legendary point guard. Does that include the legendary point guard?
He's a cone.
We have known since we've been kids.
The legendary cone. Yeah, he got to go.
Yeah, he does. He out there looking like an old man for sure. He is out there. It's looking like the game kind of too fast for him.
Yeah, man. You guys getting old, man. They getting old.
The game looks really fast for him.
I think us watching LeBron still play at a high level, and guys from his era. I mean, sometimes I'd be like, wow. I mean, he's still playing. Like last night, had 39 and 9, and he shot 70%. I'm like, everybody wanted to talk about Game 6 Clay. I mean, I was looking at some numbers of Game 6 LeBron. I was like, sheesh. And Game 6 LeBron.
LeBron, man. When he smelled blood, he smelled it. He was pissed Game 5.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? I didn't want to say it. What I think really pissed him off too was the flopping comment. Granted, I have seen them, flop. I've seen all the NBA players flop. I've seen them flop, but I think when stuff like that happens, I don't think you want to poke the bear in the superstar like, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kevin Durant, guys like that, Steph Curry. I don't think you want to poke the bear. I think that had a lot to play with the other day too. I was like, I don't know if that's going to go so well for the Warriors. And well.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you got to definitely be careful with that, man. Y'all, to address the comments really quickly, Jonathan Abernathy, he put in quite a few comments. He said AD will struggle for those 20 rebounds against Jokic. It's gonna have to be the LeBron showing this series for the Lake Show to win this one. Also, D'Lo's, well, we already went through that one. My biggest concern with the series, if they, okay, think they will be too burnt out in the finals to win it. He stated about AD, I hope he doesn't get breathed on and tear his labrum from being breathed on. Like, come on, man. Get him some Medol and get back out there. It's the playoffs.
Some
So,
Midol.
yeah. Now, what's Midol? I'm curious because, like,
That's
what,
what
what
that's what
exactly?
women that's what women use when they on their period, man. Oh my god.
Oh no! Oh,
Well, some.
Yikes.
That's hilarious, man. Did he spell it what? MIDOR?
he spelled it Midol. Did he spell it right,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what he's talking
Man,
about.
he was dead on point too. Like, man, he know exactly what he's talking about. Midol, Midol. Yeah. And so he stated that AD get some Midol and get back out there. It's the playoffs. And so yeah. Um, Jonathan Abernathy stated also don't change now. Jamar Goodman, Lakers in 7. He also stated that LeBron gonna average triple double just like Joker will. He also stated that LeBron gonna be the first ever to get a 20-20-20 game. LOL. Who is more likely to get that though? Because it's like Joker can do that too, though, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Joker can get a 20-20-20 game. I
He
mean, what did
flirted
he
with
have
this
this
the other
year,
day.
Jamar?
Easy.
He had like 30
Like
some, like
30,
19
17,
assists. Like,
17.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn,
This is from a center. And
it's from a center.
he's not even a more so athletic type of guy. He's just
At all.
very skilled. He's just very skillful.
Crafty. This dude get
Man.
double doubles by halftime.
Yeah,
And A didn't even get one in any game. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it's all right, Jonathan. You know
he might not
you know
ever
your
get he might not ever get
emotions,
one
Mark.
again.
I'm sorry.
But this is go ahead, Jamar.
No, I'm just saying, like, Jokic get double doubles by halftime. This dude couldn't even
Right.
get one in one game.
The crazy part about it, y'all, is that also the scary part about the Nuggets is that they young. They ain't no old team. No, the oldest person on that team probably is Jeff Green. And then after that is what, KCP?
Yeah.
And so, like, think about the window they got, y'all.
I
And
mean, this is their window.
in the finals this year.
Yeah, this is their window. So that might
got a
play.
big
I mean, that might play a factor too.
I mean, they're
But to
motivated.
be honest, yeah, they're motivated, and I feel like, to be honest, I mean, with the Lakers, I mean, LeBron is older. I mean, they're pretty young too, though. I mean, besides LeBron, I mean,
Well,
AD is
LeBron.
in his prime. Yeah, AD in his prime. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty young as well.
Yeah,
That's tough.
but
It's gonna be a good one.
definitely, man. For sure, we done spent the hour on this. Jesus Christ.
We gotta get to the other series.
We do, man, because Jonathan Abernathy stated, man, facts and Jones, that man pulled the heist of the century, signed that contract and got stuck in the maze.
Come on, DeAndre.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Jonathan also stated, I think CP3 only plays one more season and retires. And so we'll see. You know, I think CP3 in a way, and Jamar, he see his boy LeBron out there, and he say, damn it, if he out there, I'm gonna be out there too. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like
I
for real.
I think that's, and I feel like, him get to the finals. What was that, 2021?
Mhm.
He's trying to get back, and
He trying to get that ring, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why, they went and got KD. But he's saying right now, like, man, I was hurt. So, in his head, he like, man, like we took him 6 games. Like if I was there, we could have probably beat him in his head, probably. And so, then DeAndre Ayton probably saying, like I was nowhere to be found. It was an APB out on me. So, like I got to get back in the gym and I got to put some more work in too. And so, yeah, Yeah, he definitely got to get in that gym. I don't know, man. Maybe he partying in Vegas or something. You know, Vegas is right near Phoenix, so maybe I don't know, man. On the other hand, y'all, Prescott JB, he stated, "I knew the Warriors were going to lose as soon as I saw LeBron start backing people down." Okay, yeah. So you saw basically Prescott JB that LeBron started putting people to post, and I mean it's not like he don't do that every series, but it's true he does that every time he plays. Y'all don't get to hear me behind this man. And so yeah, like yeah, man, like I guess you knew in that moment, right? Prescott JP. And so yeah, started back people down and from that moment you just knew it was gonna happen. All right. Additionally, Prescott JB stated Chris Paul always dribbles up the court like he really has to take a dump really bad.
Oh man.
He do like he be limping in a way. Like you don't know what be going on with Chris Paul. Like he be like an old man out there, like bringing up the ball and stuff. And so yeah. Yeah. And so we'll see what happens with CP3, man. Hopefully they don't get rid of the point guard in the floor general, but we'll see, man. Phoenix has some decisions to make. Jonathan Abernathy stated every time CP3 teams have the chance to win it all, CP3 always got hurt. State Farm needs to start state farming. Okay. Yeah. And so yeah. Speaking of that, that's kind of true, man. Think about it, y'all. He had a real good chance to win in Houston.
Man, he had
Twice.
don't get me started on Houston. Oh my God.
Really good chance with that team.
They had a
He
chance
got
to put the
hurt
Warriors away and they prime with
twice.
KD
Right.
and Blue from shooting threes.
Yep.
Building a brick house at home.
Yep, at home. That was the bad part.
I'll never forget that.
They didn't hit a 3-day game, right? They was like 0 for 26 or something like that.
Yep, and
Yeah, I think they had missed like
literally
20 some threes in a row. It was something to that magnitude, and they just kept shooting. I'm like, why? And they only lost by
5.
Right.
They lost by 10.
They only lost by a few points.
Yeah.
Only lost by a few points. That was the crazy part about it. And so yeah. All right. Fellas, the New York Knicks, they got took care of by the Miami Heat. And so and additionally, we got game 7 both the Sixers and Celtics. And so, fellas, what is the ceilings for this Miami Heat team? Because the team that Jamar saw before the beginning of the playoffs, here they are. They're in the conference finals now. And they are looking very lethal on both ends of the floor. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they did play the New York Knicks. And no disrespect to the New York Knicks, but in a way, disrespect to the New York Knicks. They need somebody to score the ball, that team, outside of Jalen Brunson. Like Julius Randle. What do you guys got to say about him?
Oh man. Julius Randle.
I thought he's supposed to have been like they main, like he's still out there thinking he's Steph Curry. Man, you can't tell me not.
Dude, what was it? Game 5? That was probably the only game in the whole series I actually saw Julius Randle do what he was supposed to do. Be aggressive, attack the basket. Not shooting these 20-foot jump shots contested all the time. Not shooting these step backs. Not shooting these threes. Not being engaged. Like, only one game in that whole series where he actually did what he was supposed to do. He's a ball stopper. He doesn't fit in. It's like they need his aggressiveness, but it's not there. But he doesn't fit into what they needed him to do. So therefore, it's just like, it's like your selling is limited. Like adios. You better flip that man. Goodbye. And the crazy thing is somebody painted the picture like, somebody said, I'd rather have Karl Anthony Towns than Julius Randle. And I'm sitting here like, in my head, like, that's a wash. It's like, you get the same thing, just different. He getting the same. He getting the exact same thing. But yeah, Randall just not fitting in what they need to do. Had he played similar to what Josh Hart and Barrett and Brunson in that regard to being gritty and getting the best optimal shots and actually moving the ball around and, playing team ball, then maybe their offense would have been a little bit more fluent. Maybe they would have actually scored a little bit more points. Because
Yeah, because
I told you, they did not have enough offense in this series.
Yep.
And it showed a lot. So
a lot. A whole lot. They look like a pee-wee team at times out there on offense. Like Jimmy Butler single-handedly could stick them by himself. Like they and no, like RJ Barrett, like he got to put more work into the gym himself too, man. RJ Barrett. Mr. Robinson was bailing them out because he was hitting them free throws. If y'all saw them flatline free throws by Mr. Robinson, the center of the New York Knicks,
but
it was like a fright show watching him shoot them free throws. It was like a fright show. It was like a haunted house.
And speaking of him, that it was an Amber Alert out on him too in this series. Like he was getting double doubles in the first round against Cleveland. You know where to be found against the Heat, and they have like less size. The Heat is not as big as the Cavs, so it's like, what are you doing? You should have been dominating.
Yep, they couldn't go to him in the post. That was a very good point, bro. Like they could not go to him in the post. They had to settle for a lot of jump shots and a lot of bad possessions off turnovers. But they still, I mean, I give Thibodeau, man. Woo, I give him some credit. He made a miracle out of that team because they were not that good. He really like you talking about somebody that squeezed lemon juice out of a lemon, like.
But did he though? I mean, I get what you're saying, because this team played like really well, but you still, walking away scratching your head. I'm sitting here like, why the bleep Derrick Rose ain't in the game?
Right.
Like, why are you not playing Derrick Rose?
I said that.
Like
I said that.
It's me too, and I'm sitting here like, I get you want to play your younger guys, but at the same time, it's like, man, you need some offense. You need somebody that been there before. You need somebody that can go out here and get you a bucket like your status stated the other day. Like, Derrick Rose is him. He is that guy.
He can get you some buckets. I mean, this is a former league MVP. This dude still can play.
He's nowhere to be shown. Like, why? But yet you want to run your starters into the ground in garbage time again? Like,
right.
It's the same old song 10 years later. Like, have you really learned?
Really? This is a good question for Thibodeau. He that's why I say, remember I said like literally just squeeze the hell out of the lemon out of the lemon, like all the juice out of the lemon. Like that is Tom Thibodeau to the core. Like imagine Ian the lemon getting squeezed. He squeezed the absolute.
You're right. And he got like a bag of lemons, just other lemons just sitting there, but he's squeezing that one all the way down. Yep. Like you ain't got any more. Like, what are you doing?
Right. Where's the other ones? Like, that's how you talk. And so like, man, like this is factual, y'all. Like he could have at least experimented with D Rose, at least. Like, hey, we ain't scoring no points. Let's go ahead, try to get some type of offense.
That or Evan Fournier, like at least he can shoot the ball.
He can shoot the ball, and he did not play at all. He was in the rotation earlier this year. Remember, like we was looking at Evan Fournier, like man, he done got hot these few games. The Lakers, they I guess that's the difference between him and Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham went ahead and he pulled the trigger. He said, "Forget it. We need somebody that can get a bucket." And Lonnie Walker stepped in. I think he'll be a perfect fit for the Knicks next year because he'll have a big role with them. He'll be the superstar with the Knicks because they need some offense bad. But like you can at least just get D Rose on the floor for 5 minutes and just say, hey, try to, outrun these point guards from Miami. get to the basket, dish it to Robinson, let him dunk the ball. They ain't do
Man,
just he's a stubborn guy.
he's the captain on the Titanic. He just went down with the ship, man. He stand by his standards, his pedigree, whatever his philosophy is. So be it. That's why you at home. That's why Jimmy Bucket's waiting for tomorrow's game to happen.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and I see you ain't got much to say about that Knicks Heat series. So
I mean,
that's no worries. Like
he's sick of Julius Randle too. That's why he
yeah. Julius Randle, I mean, he frustrates me every time I see them play. And granted, he's a great talent. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying he's garbage or anything of that magnitude, but it's just, bro, just get in the post. Stop trying to play like you Steph Curry or hell, like he Kobe Bryant. You're not a 2 guard. You're not a point guard. Play like a 4. Get in the post. That's what they need you at the most. They don't need you on the perimeter playing one-on-one ball, shooting threes like you're at the Drew League. This is playoff basketball. This ain't the Drew League. This ain't the Rucker. This ain't pickup basketball, bro. That's how he plays. And granted, he has games where he get hot and you might see him score 50 in the regular season, but this playoff basketball is different. The game slows down. You got to play the same team multiple nights. They're going to game plan around your game.
True.
So, I mean, we got some great big men that play defense in this league. You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to stop playing like that, man. And I know Tibbs is almost at the same song with Tibbs. You got another great point guard. He scored 40. He scored 41. He scored 40 points last game. And I guess nobody else showed up. I just think I don't know. They need to find out what they're gonna do with this Julius Randle kid. RJ Barrett surprised me this playoffs. It wasn't every game. Yeah, it wasn't every game, but he played well. I mean, he surprised me as a player. Period. I wasn't a big RJ Barrett fan when he was coming out, but he's really took a step this year. I salute him on it. He's really took a step this year.
Yeah.
Man, they just need better play from Julius Randle, and I don't know.
They need another good scorer. Yeah.
Julius Randle looks really expendable these days. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's very interesting to see what happened with the Knicks. Like y'all stated, Tibbs is Jonathan Abernathy agreed. He said that man was standing down his heel. He doesn't steer far from his game plan. He also stated how Tibbs continued to get work is shocking to me. And then he also stated that the series was over when Melo was talking stuff to Mr. Buckets when he wasn't playing. They still no chance after. So I remember that moment they were talking stuff to each other. Yeah.
That was it.
Yep. Yeah. And so the Knicks, they put up a hell of a fight, man. Tibbs definitely stuck to his game plan. Question is can the Knicks get options for offense? Can they get some more shooters? Because Quentin Grimes ain't it. Emmanuel Quickley was out. He could have definitely been a spark.
He could have definitely helped. Yeah, for sure.
He was solid.
He's always solid. He's like another Maxey. He's like another what's the guy for the Clippers with the energy, with the dreadlocks? Another guy. Like he's that type of guy. Up and down.
Oh, Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann. A lot of energy, a lot of buckets, a lot of offense. You got to keep up with him. So him being out was big for the Knicks, but even amongst that, you still could have tracked the road.
But my only other question is, even if they did get somebody else with that caliber, due to Tibbs' philosophy, would that really change anything?
I think it could loosen him up a little bit because I think he literally, bro, had to do a specific game plan because he knew that they couldn't do certain things. The Heat, if y'all remember, the Heat put a lot of ball pressure on the Knicks, especially when they brought the ball up the court, etc. It literally, Jalen Brunson is really that good, I see, because like outside of Jalen Brunson, nobody else could bring the ball up. Barrett go to the corner, he get caught up. Randall go to the corner, he get caught up. Jimmy Butler
So-
go steal the ball. Like
So that basically goes back to what Ian was saying. Like, yeah, I mean, Brunson bring the ball up, but you said that they take away things. Had Julius Randle had his behind in the post and actually like got some easy buckets down there, might have like changed the trajectory of how that offense been played. Maybe RJ Barrett would have got a lot more open shots. Maybe everybody else would have got more open lanes to the basket had Julius Randle got his big butt down there and actually like tried to put some pressure down there.
right. And so this means in this case that teams they know what he gonna do. They know he gonna stand on the outside. They know that he's very predictable. They know he's not gonna get in the post. They know he want to think he's Steph Curry and shoot threes, play the outside game when he's 7 feet. Like they know he want to do that. And so yeah, you're right. And so they know he's not gonna get in the post. So as a result, they go put the ball pressure, etc. And just let him get trapped in the corner. They go steal the ball, over layup.
Right. And so my last thing is, so that's either comes down to an IQ thing on Julius Randle, a scheme thing, or Tibbs allowing him to do that, or both. That's what it comes down to.
Right. Right. And so yeah, fellas, quickly, who we got for tomorrow?
Game 7.
Celtics. Yeah, Celtics Sixers. Who we got for this one?
I've been on my hill with the Sixers, and guess who's showing his rear his head? His name is Lack Rivers. Lack Rivers is back in the fold here, just blowing leads left and right. But I got to stand on my hill because I picked the Sixers in 7. My gosh, they had the opportunity, they blew it. But Sixers in 7, I'm gonna die on my hill though.
All right. And who you got?
Got the C's. I'm rolling with the C's. I got my boy Jason Tatum. I think him and Jaylen Brown will come play. I think Doc Rivers gonna blow another lead. I think he's gonna blow another lead. I think I'm blowing another.
Yeah. I hope not, man.
Lack
It'd be nice
Rivers.
to finally see that process finally be processed. And so
Bro.
we'll see. Good morning, Marcus McCassine. He stated he got Boston. And Jonathan stated he got Sixers and 7. Morning, Marcus. Thanks for your pick. Jonathan, thanks for your pick. And so yeah, I'm rolling with the C's. I just like this for. I like this for. It's like Jason Tatum's made for these moments. And so although he's been lethargic as hell this series, you talking about roller coaster.
Yeah.
He's been roller coaster like hell this series.
He came in that fourth and he I don't know what happened, but he can't put them boys away.
Had he not hit those threes in that fourth quarter, and had they lost that game,
right,
we would have been flaming him this morning. Flaming this man across America.
Yep.
You wouldn't hear the end of it.
I mean, he couldn't get it. He couldn't buy a shot. He couldn't buy a shot.
The man was like 1 of 14 before he started hitting those threes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And literally, twice he's had cold games this series and stepped up in the fourth to hit the final few shots to end the game. I'm still not impressed, but
not at all.
The game, but you should be doing that during the whole game if you're supposed to be a superstar.
Right. So it's like you do not get credit for cleaning up your mess up. You just don't. We're not praising you for fixing what you messed up to begin with. That doesn't work that way. And then the last thing I'll say, I saw a graphic of Doc Rivers throughout his whole coaching career of series that he blew. So let's see, he blew 3-1 leads 3 times. He blew 3-2 leads 2 times. He blew a 2-0 lead once before. If he lose this game here, that'd be 3 times he blew a 3-2 lead. I mean, Lack Rivers. I mean, we called him that the other year, but I mean, it's starting to show. that pimple starting to pop. It's starting to blossom again. Black Rivers. Boy, oh boy.
Yep. And so yeah, if he loses this series, it will be another big stain on unfortunately Doc Rivers' legacy. And I don't know, man. He loses this series. Could his job potentially be on the line? You guys don't have to answer, but
no, he's gone.
Okay,
he gone.
He gone.
Daryl Morey, he gone too. It's a wrap.
He gone. He gone.
He gone. Like Jonathan stated how Tibbs get work. I don't know how Black Rivers get work.
Yeah, man. He keep him a job. And so yeah. All right, well, that covers the conversation for the NBA playoffs. So we'll see what happens. But before we conclude this morning, y'all, yeah, but Doc got his championship a little bit earlier than Dusty did. Dusty got that joint at the very end. But who knows how long Dusty still got the coach. I think this might be Dusty's last year. But yeah. Let's talk about the NFL schedules, y'all. And so we got a lot of notable games here, fellas. We got a lot of notable games. Okay. Man, we got the Lions at Chiefs, y'all. So the Chiefs, they open a Super Bowl run. Okay. They open a Super Bowl run against the Detroit Lions. And so I think what you guys been saying about the Lions, fellas, I think the world recognizes who they are now. They putting them on prime time, Thursday Night Football, for the Chiefs and a Super Bowl ceremony. So that means the Lions have arrived. And I'm really proud of that franchise because now, they have actually gave me some L's on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast because for years, I have picked against them and, they're always proving me right. And so now I got to think twice now. And so they are literally like, all right, we putting y'all on prime time, baby. Lions at Chiefs Super Bowl ceremony game. Jets at Cowboys week 2. That's a notable game. Chargers at Vikings. Man, there's some notable ones. Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins, Pats. Chargers at Vikings week 3. Seahawks at Giants. What's really cool, y'all? Cincinnati is going to host the first Black Friday game. And I believe it's looking like they're going to be hosting a Black Friday game every year. At least that's what the owner stated. And so it's very well possible that, we see how Detroit every year hosts
Thanksgiving, Dallas
game in the afternoon on Thanksgiving. Cincinnati could very well end up being that now going forward for Black Friday.
That's dope.
So I think that's dope. And it's not bad too, especially if you got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase there, And so that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Week 5, Cowboys at Niners, Seahawks at Bengals. Week 7, Dolphins at Eagles. All right. Sunday Night Football. Week 8, Bengals at Niners. Week 9, Bills at Bengals. Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers going to Vegas. Sunday Night Football, Week 10. Notable also that game that weekend, y'all. It's Panthers at Bears on Thursday Night Football. Can't wait to see that one.
Right.
DJ,
the number 1 pick.
Right. Yep. Eagles at Chiefs Monday Night Football. Bills at Eagles week 12. Niners at Eagles. So Eagles got a lot of primetime games, and the Niners. Bengals do 2 week 13. Bills do 2, and Chiefs. Week 14, Bills at Chiefs. Week 15, Cowboys at Bills.
Wow.
Week 16, Ravens at Niners, Monday Night Football. Week 17, Bengals at Chiefs. And week 18, Jets at Patriots. So these are just like notable games, but all of them are not like, specific, Thursday night games, but a lot of them are. So a lot of those teams, Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, Eagles, they get a lot of prime time. Let's check out the Bears schedule, bro. That's what I care about. And I know that's what y'all care about. And so Packers at Bears. All right, so we got Jordan Love, y'all, coming into the building.
That's a win.
Go ahead.
That's a win.
Blowout.
All right.
We putting up 40 points that game.
All right. So yeah, let's go through the schedule quickly, guys. And you guys tell me if it's a win or not.
Pull it up
Bears.
if you can.
All right. Yes, you are right. Let me do that. Instead of saying it out loud, let me just pull it up. All right. And so, all right. So here we go. So Packers at Bears. Got the Bears. We starting out the season against Jordan Love. Next, Bears at Bucks. Think we take care of the Bucks with Baker?
I don't know.
I think we do. Yeah.
You would
Just-
think we should, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just, yeah, it's hard for me to believe in Baker, man. And so, I think the Bears, think we
Blowout.
start out 2-0. I think we start out
All right.
2-0.
Those first two games
Yeah.
blowouts.
All right.
Yeah.
So win. Okay.
All right. Bears at Chiefs. I
Taking
think
that
we-
L. Take that L. Okay.
All right.
Tough game, but we might take it. Maybe.
Broncos at Bears. I think we will win that game.
That's a good game.
Depends
That'd be a
on
good
the
game.
Broncos we get.
I'm gonna say we lose that one
Okay. Yeah.
because I think Sean Payton and that Denver team gonna be a little bit different this
Yeah,
year.
they're gonna be a lot different.
Yeah.
right.
I'm not holding my breath on that
Okay. Yeah. I think we win that one, y'all. I think we can win that one at home. Because we are at home. And so I think possibly our home field advantage maybe pays off in that one. But we'll see. We'll see. The Bears at the Commanders. And so I think we can win that one. Who is the quarterback this year for the Commanders? What's the guy's name? It's not Kyle Haneke, it's the other one.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell, yeah.
I don't know.
I think we
I
take
would
care of that.
think we
That's a
should.
win. We getting that back in mud because we lost that
Right,
game.
we getting that back because we lost to
Okay.
them last year to the people.
All right, so that's 3-2 so far. Go for it. Well, for me, I got 3-2 on it.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I can see 3-2. I can see 3-2. We could very well lose that Broncos game. Vikings at the Bears.
That should be a good one. That should be a
That's
good
tough.
one.
Probably
So,
take that L too, y'all think?
so here's the thing. So they just traded away Zadarius Smith.
It's Smith yesterday.
But
Yep. for Cleveland.
Also, within the next 3 weeks, I expect Dalvin Cook not to be on the Vikings anymore either. You hear here first.
What?
I was hearing those
Alright.
rumblings before the draft though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they want him to take a pay cut. He ain't taking no pay cut. They're trying to make him trade. If they can't find a
Yeah.
trade, he probably
I
get
know.
released after June 1st to save like
Yeah.
$9 million.
Yeah, I think
Right.
he wanted to get down to Miami.
Yeah.
I think he want to get down there.
Okay, he want to get down to
After-
Miami. Devin want to get back to his roots. He
Yeah.
did go to Miami.
Hey, Jamar, look out for the if that does happen. Look out for the Vikings picking up Ezekiel Elliott. It wouldn't be a bad pickup for them.
Okay.
Not bad. I mean, I know they like Alexander Madison, but Zeke, I'm hearing for Zeke either the Jets or either returning to Dallas on a lower deal or Cincinnati.
Okay. Ezekiel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, be on the lookout for that one. All right.
But this Vikings game, I say we win that one at home.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we if they making these losses, biggest person we got to worry about is their receiving core. And so I think we could win that one in a dramatic fashion. It'd be a good game still. All right. Las Vegas. We have them
That's
outside crib.
we probably lose that one.
Now, who's the quarterback for Vegas? It's Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy
your
G.
favorite. That's your guy.
That's your guy, Jimmy G.
Hey, my guy. He was my guy with the with the Niners.
Don't be
but I
disowning
think
him now.
You gotta be your guy with the Raiders too.
I know.
you know.
I think the Raiders beat us.
And
'Cause
so
that offense is tough.
they got a lot of weapons. It depends on Jimmy G's health, man. It's hard to answer that question, fellas, because what if Jimmy G's not healthy? Like,
I mean, what if Justin Fields not healthy either? I mean, we just, I guess if everything stays consistent, just think of it that way.
right. Okay. And so if that's a all, yeah, I'll go with Vegas. If Jimmy G's there with the weapons they got, I'll take Vegas in that one. They'll beat us. Let's say Los Angeles. So I'm assuming that they stayed in the Rams in this case.
No, Chargers.
Oh, okay.
We taking
All right.
an L. That's an L.
Yeah, I think we lose that one in LA. We lose that one. New Orleans.
I think we lose.
The quarterback would be
Derek Carr.
between Derek and Jameis. And so
Jameis not there no more.
Oh, okay. He not there no more. Okay. He a free agent then.
I think so. Oh, it's Derek.
Yeah.
It's definitely Derek Carr's job.
Right. I think we could win that one in New Orleans. I think we can win that one in a crazy fashion. That'd be a fun football game.
That's a hard place to win it.
Yeah, I know. But
Even with
Derek
them,
Carr behind center, this ain't Drew Brees no more.
It's not, but it's definitely not Jameis Winston or Rusty Rifle either.
Right. So
it's
a tough game because I think Justin Fields, he lives for those type of games. And so I think that's when he really will come to play, especially at a big platform like New Orleans. And so
like I get it. If you take the W, I feel you. I'm gonna take the L on that one for now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll change once we get into the season and stuff. But for now,
it just depends, right? A lot of factors. Carolina, like we stated,
win, beat the brakes off them.
Yeah,
we want them to have a high draft pick anyway for us. Beat them.
Right.
That might be a good game though.
It might be.
It depends. It depends on how quickly it depends on how quickly Bryce adjusts. Yeah. If he can adjust,
weapons.
Yeah, they definitely do. Defense is young. So it just depends on Bryce and the coaching as well. That's gonna play a big part too. I think we should get a win for sure.
Yeah, we got Detroit. We at Detroit. That's is that Thanksgiving? So
no, that's Sunday. That's a Sunday game.
Okay, that's a Sunday. Yes, you're right. And so
that
was very interesting because we always play them very well. They always play us very well. That's a toss-up game. I don't care how bad the team is, how good either team is.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt at home. I'm gonna say we lose that one. That's me. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They earned it. They earned it last year.
Yeah, I say we lose that one. I say we lose
at Minnesota.
I say we lose Minnesota too.
I'm with you. At Minnesota. Unless, it could change by then, but until then, yeah.
Right. We got a weak schedule closing the season. Versus Detroit. So I say we can win that one at home.
Yeah.
At Cleveland. Who's the quarterback for? Oh, well, we probably lose that one. Being in Cleveland against Deshaun Watson and that team.
Just damn, they got this Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett.
Yeah. That's gonna be scary on the old line.
Yeah. And then not to mention them backs. Not to mention Amari Cooper there. They got a good tight end. Cleveland can do some stuff this year. It's gonna be
and just so you know, Kareem Hunt is not there anymore. Just so you know, he's a free agent right now.
He's a free agent right now.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
But we'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah. Arizona.
When they suck. They're trash.
They are not a good team. Atlanta, who's
When
the quarterback there? They just
is
got
it?
a draft
Is
pick,
it?
Desmond
right?
Ritter.
Is it either
Desmond
gonna be
Right,
Ritter.
Redder or it could be Heineke? We'll see.
right. So I think we
When
win that one. And then at Green Bay, we can win that one too, actually. I know it'd be cold, but Bears used to the cold. So,
um
and if Jordan Love is playing, if Jordan Love is not turning out who they think he should be, the Packers could be terrible this year. So,
yeah, I'll take the W.
right, I think we can win that one. Absolutely.
All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 8. There you go. That's what I
Okay.
got.
I think, yeah, the Bears could, so it looks like, guys, that the Bears could potentially, y'all, they have a chance to be a over 500 team. It looks like the Bears could be a wild card team because 9 and 8 would get them somewhere near the wild card, right, fellas? And so, the Bears has the potential to potentially squeak into the playoffs based off of their schedule. The way it looks right now, this doesn't look like the hardest schedule in the NFL. Last year it was. We had a hard schedule.
Yep.
This year it looks like we've been rewarded with a schedule that's kind of tough. And so, there you have it, everyone, on the Early Morning
Yeah.
Sports Talk podcast.
And then the last thing I'll say about the Bears, so they still have the most cap space left in the league, around 34 mil. They still have to spend another 10 to 20 mil by league rules. So more than likely, they are going to get one of the coveted pass rushers that's left in free agency, and there's still plenty of them. So look for a nice pass rusher to join the Bears here soon.
All right, that is great news. That makes my weekend. I'm glad to hear that. That's fantastic news. And so, yeah. With that being said, world, that is the Chicago Bears schedule. And so, let's see if we got any comments. All right, which we do. And so, our brother Jonathan Abernathy stated some L's. Yeah, we can have some L's for sure. He stated, y'all better not lose to Jordan Love in the first game of the season. This is
Heck
true.
no.
If we
Be
do, that'd be
livid.
tragic. Yeah. Nor lose to Baker. I agree. Chiefs blow y'all out.
Probably.
Okay. And then y'all lose to the Broncos this year. But that's because Jonathan Abernathy, everyone is low key as a Broncos fan. And so
But I think they're gonna be good. I really do. I think Sean Payton gonna turn that
no,
around quick.
I was heading there too, Jamar. That should be a pretty good football team. I was saying last year that I just felt like they were just missing some. And so but it wasn't like they were a bad football team. They just lost a lot of close games. And so with that world, I mean, fellas, I think that concludes our conversation. And so if you guys ready to close this out, Jamar, any final thoughts or shout outs, bros, we heading to the weekend?
Yeah, so two things. So as you know, the NFL is $1 billion industry, and for obvious reasons, they got us excited about a schedule release in May. In freaking May, we're excited about that. We're excited about a schedule release. And so two teams that really did really well as far as their social media with the schedule release is the Tennessee Titans by asking the fans, just local people. That was pretty cool. If y'all saw that, that was actually funny.
Yeah.
But then what we did as the Bears, that was great. Just great. Like any football fan would appreciate that. I don't care what fan you are, you would appreciate the Bears video for that.
Right.
And then the second thing is, Doc, you better not lose this game. I swear, you better not lose this game to the Celtics tomorrow. I know there's no basketball today, but you better not lose to the Celtics tomorrow. You are not here the end of it. You probably won't have a job ever again. Legacy, like I will come at this man's legacy next week. I'm pretty sure my voice will be a lot better by then. I will come at this man's legacy. We will have a whole segment. It would be looking like Jalen Rose coming at Paul Pierce, Michelle Beadle ad-libbing the whole time. That's what it's going to be looking like next week if Doc Rivers loses this game. I kid you not. I need one of y'all to ad-lib for me as I go at this man.
Yeah, so, it's going to be me.
So, yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, and bro, any final thoughts, shout outs we heading to the weekend?
Be safe. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms,
Yes, sir.
grandmothers, all of mother figures, the ones that's here, the ones we lost. Happy Mother's Day from the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Enjoy Game 7, tomorrow, and Doc. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's a big game for him. It really is. It's a big one. It's a big one. And so yeah, and to sentiment you, man. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there, all the mother figures out there. Enjoy your day. Very important. Yeah. Additionally, let's take a look out. I know we are big NFL fans, but just want to point out the XFL championship. Not that
Yeah.
it really matters, but it's the championship game tonight, fellas. And you
Gotta
gotta
check
love the
that out.
XFL because the Arlington, the Arlington Renegades, they were 4-9 in the regular season, fellas. They made the championship game. Okay.
Yeah.
They made the championship game, and so Vince McMahon is very happy here because the Arlington Renegades at 4-9 are going up against the team that's been the best team in football all year for the XFL, the DC Defenders. And so that game is tonight, y'all, 7 p.m. Central Time, and it's going to be in Tampa, Florida. Yes. So just an FYI for that, y'all. And on the other hand, Doc Rivers, big game for you. Very interested, y'all, to see what happens with this Western Conference Finals next week as well. And so thank you all for rocking with us. We appreciate the likes, conversation, all the comments. We appreciate the love. And so may each of you have a blessed weekend. And thanks for rocking with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Peace.